What is a webinar and why do we need to support them? This video series is an overview of the webinar format, architecture, workflow, and when the webinar format is warranted. I'm Jamie Twydale, a member of the FUCV audiovisual team, and at the end of these training videos, you will know how to set up and run a webinar. And just as important, you'll know why we need the webinar format in our AV toolbox. First, some definitions. Webinar is short for web-based seminar and is a form of teleconferencing. A seminar implies at least one designated speaker and an audience. Web-based and teleconferencing imply that participants are distributed across at least two different locations and connected via the internet. Our current Sunday service is a form of webinar, and more commonly it's called a hybrid service. There's a live venue with speakers, and there are live and online audiences. Productions performed at the live venue, shown to the live audience, and live cast to an online audience. However, the typical architecture of a hybrid Sunday service is designed for a one-way live cast to an audience. The architecture has a missing workflow which would enable two-way participation. For instance, support of a split screen with a dialogue between a live and online participant in the production. A modified architecture is required to support two-way participation, and we have a couple of webinar use cases. The first is a Sunday service at a memorial with one or more specific planned online speakers. And the second is an official meeting or a memorial where one or more online speakers are brought into the production in an ad hoc basis. Architecture in this context is the manner in which the AV components are organized and integrated. The major AV components are the audio mixer, video conferencing, and social media platforms. Here's an overview of the typical architecture used for a one-way hybrid meeting. An audio mixer sends and receives the audio to and from the video mixer. The video mixer delays the audio to sync with the camera feeds, displays media, which include videos, pictures, or slides, sends a synced video and video feed to a video conferencing product, and the feed may be live cast to a social media platform. Receives return audio and video feeds from the video conferencing product. In our case, the video conferencing product is Zoom and the social media platform is Facebook. The video mixer output is sent to Zoom and Facebook, or could be recorded. The Facebook and recording feed has an additional overlay used to block copyright video, but not audio. The return video feed from Zoom is displayed on the projector. The live and Zoom audiences view the same video output, and we use Zoom closed captioning for the live audience instead of a third-party product. Bringing in a Zoom guest to the production is problematic. The guest is selected in Zoom and shown on the return Zoom feed. Hence, live and Zoom audiences see the guest on screen. However, the guest has to be placed in the video mixer output to be seen on Facebook or in the recording. But placing the guest in the video mixer output creates video feedback. I'm going to show you a simple example of video feedback when using a single Zoom client in a production. In program, we have the podium shot. For Sunday services, the program content is live cast to both Zoom and Facebook. And for a memorial, the program content is live cast to Zoom and recorded. Therefore, if we want to bring an online guest into the production, we have to bring them into program. In preview, we have the Zoom client window, and when we transition the Zoom client window into program, we get video feedback or multicolored meltdown. See it again. That is video feedback. Here's the workaround procedure that we've used to avoid video feedback. Remove Zoom Spotlight from the video mixer output. By default, this is enabled at the start of the webinar. With Spotlight on, Zoom will continue to show the video mixer output and not the guest. Even when the guest starts speaking with Spotlight on, Zoom will not switch to the guest video. Via the Zoom Participants window, invite the guest to unmute. This shows a dialog box on their screen with an unmute button which they can select. Once they start speaking with nobody spotlit, Zoom will change the return video feed to their video. To avoid feedback, mute the mic and webcam inputs on the Zoom client. Then select the window capture of the Zoom video as the video mixer output. Now Facebook and the recording will also show the guest speaker. As mentioned earlier, when the guest speaks, Zoom will show their video feed on the projector and will be shown in the recording. Once the guest has finished, you have to mute the guest's audio, place a live shot, usually the podium, in the video mixer output, unmute mic and webcam inputs on the Zoom client. Once audio is received from the live venue, Zoom will switch the return video feed to the video mixer output. With this architecture, either the live venue or the guest is shown. These views are mutually exclusive and a combination is not possible. Now this could have been automated, but communication is still one way. The updated architecture resolves the audio and video feedback issues by using two Zoom clients. The regular Zoom client continues to show the Zoom return feed on the projector and continues to use the Zoom closed captioning as before. The regular Zoom client, mic, and webcam are no longer muted when bringing in a guest. The Zoom OSC client is used to bring in a guest on separate audio and video feeds from the Zoom meeting. In addition to resolving the audio and video feedback issues, the guest video feed can be combined with shots from the live venue, such as a shot of the podium alongside the video of the guest. So why Zoom OSC? Normally, you can only run one regular Zoom client on a computer. Using two regular clients implies using two computers, which increases complexity and failure risk. Now, Zoom OSC is owned by Zoom and is the only supported solution which allows two Zoom clients to run on the same computer, i.e. the regular Zoom client and the Zoom OSC client. How does this avoid video feedback? Well, the Zoom OSC client uses the Zoom pin command to request the feed for an online participant. Zoom OSC only receives the video feed of the online participant and not the feed from the regular Zoom client. The result is no video feedback. In addition, Zoom OSC is a Zoom product which provides two key command and control features. First, an action on a specific user can be requested of the Zoom server. An example is to unmute a specific Zoom participant. Secondly, a request for specific status change update from the Zoom server. An example is when a Zoom participant uses the raise hand feature and that status change is sent to Zoom OSC. With these capabilities, an automated workflow has been created to manage online participants. In a webinar specifically, first, guest speakers can be included in a webinar. Next, by leveraging the Zoom Raise Hand feature, any participant can be included temporarily in a webinar. With the Zoom Pin feature, any participant video can be included in the webinar. In addition, launching and configuring of the regular Zoom client, Zoom OSC client, has been automated, and that includes the roles that each client plays in the webinar. For all webinars, the regular client is used to log into the Zoom account, starts the Zoom meeting for the webinar, and is the de facto meeting host. Zoom OSC is made a co-host. Now, both the regular client and Zoom OSC have to be at least co-host to perform meeting actions like mute, unmute, spotlighting, and pinning.